What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're returning, well, hello there. Today, we're going to talk about Meghan Markle and that Vogue cover that never was. So, we all know that Meghan Markle was handed the world on a silver platter when she married Prince Harry. And do you know what she did with it? I'll tell you what she did with it. She took a hot, heaping pile of crap on that global platform that she was giving. Now, if she really wanted the change that she so-called talk about so much and really wanted to make this world a better place, she should have used that global platform to do some real good. But instead, what she really wanted was to realize dreams that she didn't work hard enough to realize. This is now why she is staging parking lot pap walks to advertise cheap merch. Meghan, you're not good enough for a Vogue 73 question series. Not great enough even for a Vogue Get Ready With Me bit on YouTube. And let alone land a cover of Vogue. Which is seemingly what Meghan had aspired to do at one point in her life. Well, Edward Enninful gave Meghan Markle the ultimate tell me you're not relevant without saying that you're not relevant by excluding her from the cover of his final Vogue edition. Edward Enninful is leaving Vogue after 7 years and is being replaced by the beautiful Kioma Nadi. For his last Vogue edition, Enninful wanted to go out with a bang and had this amazing photo shoot with 40 of the most beautiful, accomplished, talented, and iconic women of this era. His final Vogue cover is titled 40 Vogue Icons, One Epic Shoot, the ultimate fashion issue. 40 busy women flew from all over the world, most of them A-listers, supermodels, actresses. They flew in from all over the world to shoot this cover. This would have been Meghan Markle's dream cover. Oh, how she would have loved to grace the cover with all of these A-list women and cement herself in fashion history. But unfortunately, she wasn't invited. Now, I wanted to talk about this because remember back in 2019 when it came out that Meghan Markle guest edited the September 2019 edition of British Vogue? This is while she was still a working royal, mind you. She used her power at that time to push her way into British Vogue and force these people's hands to have her guest edit. Now, Vogue is her dream magazine. And being at the status that she was at that time, which was on top, no one could, of course, said no to her. So she took advantage of her privilege and ran with it. Now, unbeknownst to know at this time, the terror she put those people through. Tom Bauer mentioned in his book how Meghan feuded with Edward Enninful and his staff regarding her suggestions for the issue and altering the publication schedule. Some say her ideas were not that great, and they struggled with her a lot. What's worse is when it was time to release that issue, Meghan Markle wanted it to be released in the U.S. first, rather than Britain. And it's a British publication. Meghan and Enninful clash on publicity for the book because in true Meghan style, she wanted to light up the internet with leaks, which was the opposite of Enninful, who favored secrecy. Meghan thought this issue was going to break the internet. Aha, she wanted a Kim Kardashian moment. Now, another issue with that same Vogue cover that Meghan guest edit was that when the issue was finally published, it turned out that the cover was plagiarized. Meghan copied the cover and theme of another project she worked on, which was an Australian book. And that book's author came out to say that she was very disappointed in Meghan because Meghan copied the cover. Enninful had to come out and do damage control and said that, well, the cover was his idea, so it didn't look like it was plagiarism. I don't even think it worked in Meghan's favor when he came out and said that, because Meghan was supposed to have creative control over this whole shoot. So I don't think that worked. So now look at the cover between the book and Meghan's Vogue cover, and let me know in the comments below if you see some similarities. But anyhow, Meghan does not have any original bone in her body. She's always copying, or should I say, she's always inspired by somebody else's work. Now, I find it interesting that when Meghan's Vogue issue came out, they said that, and I quote, "She left herself off the cover over fears she'd look boastful and chose to instead focus on 15 women who break barriers." And mind you, out of those 15 women who broke barriers, she did not put Queen Elizabeth on that cover. She's just so... that woman is something else. I think she didn't stand a chance of being on that cover next to these women. Because what had she accomplished up until that point besides marrying Harry? Look how she graced the cover of that book she plagiarized. So of course she would have loved to be on that cover of Vogue. But I don't think no one saw her place on that cover, because you can't be next to all these women doing great things when you haven't accomplished nothing but married a prince. Now, another huge snub that Enninful dealt to Meghan was he threw a glitzy Forces for Change party and invited all the cover models. This was last year, I think in November of last year. And he invited all the cover models for that Vogue cover shoot that Meghan guest edited and a slew of stars. This was a really big and glitzy soiree. But he didn't invite Meghan. And that was a party. I don't know if it was an anniversary party for that shoot, but it was a Forces for Change party, and did not invite her. Oh my God. She really probably did a number on this guy. Now, let's look at the video, the behind the scenes of the Vogue shoot that Meghan did. It's a quick 2-minute video.
I got this text on my phone.
I wanted to see if you would help me with SmartWorks.
SmartWorks, yeah.
Right? And so there we were, having tea.
I remember walking into Kensington Palace and I was so excited.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, lovely to meet you, Duchess. And you're like, call me Meghan.
Yeah. From January to now,
Yeah.
how much we've been working on this. And for me to just say, yes, you would help me on SmartWorks, amazing. Maybe I could just push it just a little bit more and see if you'd be willing to let me guest edit.
Yes, please.
And I didn't know if anyone had ever done it before.
No. In the history of Vogue, you're the first. You have an editor's eye. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You were so thorough from beginning to end. I mean...
Well, but I left the fashion stuff to you professionals because I could say, can you do Commonwealth fashion? Can you do sustainability? Can we make sure the point of view is really in the right ethos? And then I'll leave it to the experts.
You wanted to focus on women who were changing the world, women who were doing incredible things,
Yeah.
which really is in line with what we do with British Vogue.
Yes, and then having the mirror. Anyone, no matter who they are, picking up this issue should be able to see themselves in it. And that's what I feel really proud that we've accomplished.
No, me too.
I have a little surprise for us. I hope we're okay. Just stay right there.
Okay.
We just celebrate that we have made this happen. Congratulations, E.
Congratulations to you. Now let's call some people.
Let's call some people.
The lovely Laverne Cox.
I'm so excited.
Hello, darling.
I have a very special guest editor here with me. She selected you for this cover.
Hi, Laverne.
Oh my God.
Hi, Sinead.
Hello, Duchess. How are you?
Francesca Hayward.
Hi.
Hi, Adjoa.
Yes.
We have to keep this quiet for a very long time.
Hi.
Oh my God, that video is so cringe. Right off the bat, it looks super rehearsed. Enninful looked so uncomfortable, and it seemed like he had to say those things to her, and he didn't really want to say it to her. Meghan says in the video that she reached out to Edward to help her on SmartWorks. Now, SmartWorks is a project that Meghan is a patron of, or should I say, another thing that she latched her name onto in the name of empowering women. I don't think I've seen her do anything with that project lately, but I digress. So she said she reached out originally to Enninful to help her out with SmartWorks. And then she says in her own words, and I quote, "Then I wanted to see if I could push a little bit more to see if he would let me guest edit." Vogue, British Vogue. So of course she used SmartWork as a guise to get her feet through the door. I mean, how else could she have approached them? Who will say no to a great cause? Or who will say no to charity, right? I'm sure Enninful will regret this decision till this day. So watching the video, she goes and says to Edward Enninful, I don't think everyone has ever done this before, has guest edited Vogue. And Edward goes on, "Oh, never in the history." And she kind of smiled, and she's probably like in her head, I'm gonna break the internet. I'm a pioneer at Vogue. She is so full of herself. Anyway, the whole video is super cringe. She bring out these stupid hats at the end. It's just ridiculous. Now, one more thing I find really cringe about the video is that she's calling the cover artists with Enninful. Meghan, she likes to do those phone calls where people are praising her and telling her thank you, and she's gloating in the glory of it all. But what gets me is that Meghan is a nobody, and the people that she's calling, the one that she chose to grace the cover of her shoot of the magazine, are accomplished women. So them thanking Meghan, saying things to her, boosting up her ego, really threw me off. Because who is Meghan Markle? I feel like she didn't deserve the praises that she was getting from all these accomplished women, like Jane Fonda, Laverne Cox, Yara Shahidi, just to name a few. She didn't do anything. All she did was marry Harry. But this has always been the type of adoration that she always wanted from A-listers, for doing absolutely nothing. I'm sure her feet never touched the ground after guest editing this British Vogue issue. So the handful of women that Meghan chose to grace the Vogue cover that she guest edited are mostly all in Enninful's final Vogue shoot. Jane Fonda, Chrissy Turlington, Laverne Cox, Salma Hayek, Jamila Jamil. And some of these women in that Power 40 Vogue shoot, Vogue cover, are women that Meghan calls so-called friends, like Jamila Jamil, Serena Williams, Oprah Winfrey. And there she is on the outside again. Where's Meghan? I know she would have ate her left arm to be in that shoot. But this just goes to show how irrelevant she truly is. What I think Meghan Markle continues to fail and realize is that she must put in the work. People recognize when you are a half-asser. Half-assing your way through life will eventually catch up to you. Most of those women on that Vogue cover worked their butts off to get where they are. And they are deserving of any accolades that they are recognized for. Meghan Markle conjures her way to the top, and then when she reaches the top, does she humble herself? No. She becomes a monster and turns on everyone who's gotten her to where she is. She keeps using a title that was bestowed upon her by an institution that she bashes and calls racist, allegedly, to her advantage. I mean, there's not a damn thing that Meghan Markle does that she doesn't put Duchess of Sussex in front of. It's almost nauseating. You're a con, Meghan, and everyone is beginning to see that, to see you for who you really are. And frankly, they don't want to be mentioned in the same sentence as you, let alone be in the same room as you. You did Enninful dirty, and that is why he's not including you on his final cover. What's worse is that he didn't even give her an honorable mention in his article. I'm going to read excerpts from the article. He says, there have been a lot of firsts. The first 80-something to appear on Vogue's cover happened in 2020. Judi Dench followed in 2023 by another amazing octogenarian, Meghan Markle. In 2019, Laverne Cox became the first, and I'm pleased to say not the last, out trans person to front an issue when she joined 14 other brilliant women on our Forces for Change edition. So he puts this in this article. And that Forces for Change edition was the edition that Meghan Markle edited. However, he did not tie her name to that. Now, this is all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, guys. Be safe. Ciao.